for attending tonight. On behalf of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Directors, and our ambassadors, welcome. Before dinner is served, we would like to acknowledge tonight's sponsors. Our featured sponsors are the Upper Valley Medical Center Premier Health, thank you, Minutemen HR and Minutemen Ohio Comp, thank you. The delicious appetizers served were compliments of Murray Wells Gwendolyn Robinson CPAs, the Miami Valley Center Mall, U.S. Bank, thank you, Coberman Stanley Dickerson Insurance, and NK Telco. Thank you for all of your generosity and continued support of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. At this time, I would like you to ask you to silence your phones, please. And I am going to introduce Miami County Commissioner and Chamber Board of Director Greg Simmons for our invocation.
Thank you. The Word of God says in Colossians 3:17, "And whatsoever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him." And tonight we'd like to thank you for the blessing of our time together. Help us make new connections and gain wisdom to do the work that you set before us. If you'll bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight, grateful and thankful for all those who came out, seeking your blessing upon our community and all those that are assembled here. Grant us, we pray, unity in our businesses, our community, our chamber, especially Kathy and her staff, our board, and to promote healthy businesses, to improve our education systems, to encourage the development of new leaders, and to advocate to our elected officials to seek the prosperity and the harmony of the Piqua area. Where our efforts are in accordance to your will, bless them that they may flourish in these uncertain times. Send now your Spirit to be present around these tables and by these board members and all those who lead in their community. Accept our thanks for the blessings we have received, for the food that we're about to enjoy and already have enjoyed. This we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
At this time, a buffet dinner will be served and the country club staff will release the tables. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thank you.
Let's change
Ben has traveled lightly around right now. I'm pretty sure Jim noticed that the last time we had one of these. There he is. I'm Jordan Effer. I'm the Executive Director of the Piqua Arts Council, and I had the pleasure to be the chairperson of the board for the 2021 year. And with that, I'd like to call the 75th annual meeting of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce to order. Didn't break it, Jim. Good job. Thank you. I told Kathy I was going to go off script a little bit, and I will just briefly say that it's been a while since we've been together like this. Who would have imagined that everything would go so sideways after our last one of these in this facility? I remember sitting back approximately where Lorna is back there thinking, oh good, I get to get up and talk in front of people next year. And I really don't like doing this. But I thought, as the incoming chair, you want to leave the organization better than where you come in as the chair. And I had all these great ideas, and the cosmos kind of decided we were going to do some different things than what I had planned. But I still think the chamber is in a better position, and that is thanks to our wonderful board. So I'd like to introduce our 2022 board. They'll be recognized later by being asked to stand, so let me just read through this list for you. John Brooks, Susan Curtis, Joe Dickerson, J. Frigge, Rick Haynes, Mike Hume, Mike McCorkle, Todd Miller, Brian Niemeyer, Paul Oberdorfer, Brad Penrod, Scott Razor, Mark Reedy, Chris Schmeezing, Greg Simmons, Justin Summer, Lorna Swisher, Wayne Thompson, Kate Tremblay, Cinnamon Clem, and Dan Zimmerman. And of course, in addition to the board helping to make this organization run, the wonderful staff really does the majority of the work. So I'd like to thank Kathy and Audrey for all the hard work they have done over the past year and continue. This is a great event. It's one of the first ones I attended 9 years ago when I started at the Arts Council. And it always brings out a great group of people, including elected officials. I would love it if our elected officials would stand. And if we could give them a round of applause for the support they have. As we're recognizing those in attendance, I would like to thank all of you for being here, your continued support and commitment to the Chamber of Commerce. In this room, we have former Business Persons of the Year, Cheryl Stifel Francis Nonprofit Excellence Award winners, and, of course, several Georges as well. Thank you to everyone that's here to share in this celebration of the Chamber's accomplishments. So let's dive into that a little bit. In 2021, the Chamber was an extremely busy organization. We started the year with a virtual edition of our annual meeting, which was quite the challenge for the staff who had never done anything like that, but they did a marvelous job. I was very impressed with the results of that. And rolled right into the rest of the programming. Let me share some of those highlights with you. In 2019, the Chamber completed their first ever strategic plan, shaped by the input of the board and stakeholders and facilitated by Dr. Rick Haynes of Edison State Community College. The plan identified 5 strategic priority areas: business focus, communications, funding, leadership, and membership. Each board member has been assigned to a different committee and based on their strengths and have been working that plan. Some of the accomplishments in 2021 include: we've updated our mission statement, developed a member-to-member benefits booklet, reorganized the board makeup structure, and reviewed and revised our bylaws. Work continues in all of those strategic priority areas. Some meet quite often. Cinnamon and membership are always meeting. Next, I'd like to thank the ambassadors for their hard work in helping make several of our events successful. The ambassadors represent business leaders from across the community, and with their help, we had some very successful events in 2021, including our golf outing, the steak fry, and ribbon cuttings. The golf outing was completely sold out with 32 teams competing and a total of 128 golfers. There were so many people on the course at the Piqua Country Club that Joe Dickerson was kicked out of his foursome and had to help with the event by working the beer cart. We had several competitions in addition to the traditional golfing awards. Our closest to the pin on the 17th was won by our second-year Chamber member. We had 3 flights as part of the event. The first flight, our first place winner was Scott's Family McDonald's, second place was Cintas, and third was Edison State Community College team number 2. That is not the Rick Haynes team. The second flight was French Oil Mill and Machinery Company, Miami Valley Steel, and Phelan Insurance. That was first, second, and third. And the third flight, Polysource, Park National Bank team number 3. Kyle, was that your team?
Yes.
I thought so. And third place was P&R Specialty. Our steak fry may just have set the record for the most profits we've ever experienced at one of our fundraisers, netting $38,874 on the event. That's definitely worth applause.
Yeah.
The business community really stepped up by providing some amazing auction items for that event, and we had more than 260 people attend that event as well. I think Paul Oberdorfer took home about half of those prizes. Our ambassadors also help with our ribbon cuttings. These events recognize new businesses or businesses that have made significant upgrades to their structures. Our ambassadors help with the actual ribbon cutting ceremony and pledge to be there for the new businesses as they do business in our community. In 2021, the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce did 9 ribbon cuttings, which is down a little bit considering the circumstances, but they were all fantastic events. Thank you, Matt, for being at many of those. Some of our best social and networking events are our business after hours events. In 2021, working around the pandemic, Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce hosted a small number of business after hours than usual. One that I particularly enjoyed, though, was the Wright Pat Credit Union's new branch business after hours. Business after hours are kicking into gear for 2022, having already had one here at the Piqua Country Club, and one coming up in April at the Gallery and Piqua Arts and Innovation Center in the former Z's building. I'm sure you're getting emails about those. Please feel free, RSVP, and come on out to those events. The Piqua Area Chamber also organizes the Human Resource Council. This roundtable for HR professionals allows them to work through tough issues with their peers from across other organizations. In 2022, PAC hosted 12 meetings for this group, and that group is represented by 35 different companies through the Piqua Chamber. Another group that benefits from the Chamber are local manufacturers with the Miami Valley Safety Council. This group has 94 members, and PAC hosted 12 virtual meetings in 2021 for the group. The Miami Valley Safety Council also provided a brand new AED for the Piqua Chamber, as well as training on the device, which is located right inside the front door of the office. That might come in handy at some of Lorna's events. Probably because Lorna overworked and passed out. Sponsored by French Oil Mill Machinery Company, the Top 100 banquet would be more accurately titled the Top 100 Plus. With a cutoff of 4.0 GPA, 155 Piqua residents from Piqua High School, Lehman, Catholic, and Upper Valley Career Center were recognized in 2021. Those students ranged from freshman to senior, and 9 of those individuals were recognized for the 4th time. The event was moved to Alexander Stadium in 2021, and an awesome Piqua grant allowed those students to get free ice cream afterwards, courtesy of Susie's Big Dipper and their food truck. And we like ice cream. At least I do. Did you know that the Piqua Chamber works with local education institutions and manufacturers to host a manufacturing event? The event takes place over the course of 3 days with students touring local manufacturers and finding out about what they do in each business. In 2021, more than 730 students participated in this 3-day event. A total of 23 tours were provided by 6 local manufacturers: French Oil Mill Machinery Company, Hartzell Air Movement, Hartzell Hardwoods, Hartzell Propeller, Harmony Systems, and Crane Pumps. The event was so successful this year that it caught the attention of the Success Bound Conference, and the Chamber, Upper Valley Career Center, Piqua High School, and Fastlane, who is the corporate partner, were asked to be presenters at the conference. Lastly, we'd like to continue the tradition of the Chamber in recognizing our police and firefighters. Did you know that all of the firefighters in Piqua are all actually trained paramedics as well? I just found that out at the State of the City today. Learned something new. The Chamber provided a Chamber gift certificate, a custom mug, and chocolates for each member of the department with the help of local businesses, Elite, etc., and Winans Coffee and Chocolates. Additionally, a $50 gift certificate was provided to each member of the department to be used at 3 of our downtown restaurants, 311 Draft House, Scottish Thistle, or 3 Joe's, during the week of September 11th. Those gift cards were made possible through a gift from an anonymous donor. That's pretty cool. What a year for our events. A huge thank you goes out to Kathy and Audrey for all the work they did to keep those events running smoothly all year long. In 2021, we also saw the Chamber add another 18 members to the roster. Added in 2021 were Wright Pat Credit Union, Transition Properties, CertaPro Painters of Dayton, Elliott Land and Hardscaping, First Diversity, Power 1071, WTJN, Shelter Insurance, Nicole Toney, Global Equipment Rentals, Germain Auto of Sydney, Portaclean, Robert Brothers Comfort, Marketing Essentials, Edward Jones, Colin Crow, Dream Lawn Inc., Randolph and McCullough Freedom Struggle Complex, Miami County, Sunrise Treatment Center, and Fifth Third Bank. My last responsibility for the night is the recognition of board members who have completed their service to the board. After 6 years as a board member and representing the manufacturing community from French Oil Mill Machinery Company, Doug Geyer is leaving the board. Doug served on the Business-Focused Strategic Plan Committee and regularly worked at the golf outing, helping serve drinks and snacks on the course throughout the day. Doug's knowledge of the manufacturing community, his leadership, and especially his sense of humor will be missed on the board. Thank you for your service, Doug. Despite the challenges of a global pandemic, the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce took great strides in 2021 towards our future of engaging and connecting the businesses to provide services, support, and encouragement that leads to economic prosperity in the Piqua area. Now, I would like to welcome our 2022 chairperson of the Board of Directors, Cinnamon Clem.
Thank you, Jordan. You shared so much already, I could probably just sit down. I am honored to accept the nomination for chairperson of the board for 2022. We are already starting off to a great year for chamber and the members. Before we move ahead and discuss all of that, I would ask Jordan to move up here and accept this plaque in honor of his leadership and everything for the board for 2021. All right, so I apologize. I will probably be a little less humorous and a little more direct than Jordan. Jordan will continue to provide his guidance and be on the board. He will remain as the immediate past chair, joining us on the executive board. So the following individuals will also be on the executive board. Mark Reedy of Private Financial. He is the first vice chair. Joe Dickerson is the second vice chair. Coberman Staley Dickerson Insurance. Mike Hulme is the treasurer of Hulme and Company CPAs. Todd Miller is at large from Isaiah Industries. And Jordan as the immediate past chair from Piqua Arts Council. Serving along the entire executive board are the board of directors, who I would like to ask to stand at this time for those who are present. Thank you. I want to extend a great thank you for all of these volunteers for answering the call to serve, as well as Kathy and her staff. They are always delivering all the behind-the-scenes details that make this great organization that serve all of the members. So thank you to the board, thank you to Kathy and the staff. 2022 is going to be a great year because of you. The focus of the year will continue to be the strategic plan. So as Jordan mentioned, we have 5 priority teams in place for the strategic plan. The membership team, business focus team, communication, leadership, and funding. We're starting on year 3 of the action plan. A few items that are already in progress or planned for this year will be to roll out new member software. So this is already started in progress. The board of directors are currently testing the new membership software. We will be looking to update the website, evaluate a tiered membership structure plan, implement new social media tactics, and add a legislative committee that will be a Piqua legislative committee. The goal of our work through strategic planning is to serve our members and increase the ROI of being a member of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you in advance to everybody who is serving to be a part of this. I could use a teleprompter, Kathy. I want to take one last moment to say thank you to Dave Richard. Dave is the president of Harmony Systems and Service. He is my boss. Thank you for allowing me to serve and to continue to promote all of our staff to serve and be good stewards to our community, to the area that we all live, work, and play in. So thank you. And I would now like to welcome Mark Reedy. Mark will present the Commercial Beautification Awards. And again, I beat Jordan in time. Thank you.
Thank you, Cinnamon. Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce is delighted to award a number of Commercial Beautification Awards tonight. The award is given for exterior restoration or renovation of existing facilities or newly constructed structures which enhance the immediate area surrounding the improvement and are located in the 45356 zip code. These structures include commercial, industrial, and public properties. Tonight, we will honor 4 such properties. Miami Valley Equity Partners. Miami Valley Equity Partners, Andrew Hulskamp and Jeremy Sullenberger purchased the property located at 128 East Water, across from the future Riverfront Development Project in 2020. The investment in the location to date is approximately $250,000. While the exterior improvements have transformed the corner, the partners have fully renovated the space that is now occupied by Laird's Tax Service and made major strides towards completion of 2 apartments and lower center tenant space. They have significant interest in the commercial spaces and the apartments alike. The vision for the property is extensive, as Andrew and Jeremy plan to have 3 fully updated commercial tenant spaces, 2 upscale studio apartments, and an exterior facade that complements the downtown Piqua riverscape. Accepting the award tonight are Andrew Hulskamp and Jeremy Sullenberger. Steele. In early 2013, John and Aaron Scott purchased the riverfront property in Piqua. This new facility allowed them to store their material and better coordinate customer deliveries, but soon they had outgrown that as well. In late 2013, Scott Steele had grown and needed to expand even more. A large warehouse near their corporate office was leased, which housed 2 narrow slitters, 4,500 tons of raw material, and 1,500 tons of finished goods processed to exact customer specifications. But as the company continued to grow, so did the need for additional space. Most recently, in 2018, the company, including their corporate offices and slitting warehouse, was consolidated into one premises located at 125 Clark Avenue, the former Miller Media building. At that point, the work really began with the sidewalks redone, refurbishing 100,000 square feet of the interior, and repairs to the roofing. And we all know there's a lot of roofs on that building. Efforts were also directed to the outside, where nice landscaping was added and many substandard outbuildings that were eyesores along Downing Street were demoed. The total investment thus far exceeds $500,000. But that is not the end of the renovation. Scott Steele looks forward to continuing the project and adding more jobs to Piqua and Miami County. Accepting on behalf of Scott Steele is Brandon Hartzell. Transition Properties. Dustin and Amber Ike purchased the former home of Morris Comfort Systems located at 517 North Main in January of 2019. Since moving the expanding business from their residence into the downtown location, they have renovated the interior to include an expansive showroom with new lighting, flooring, a selection center, and displays that provide ideas for kitchens and baths. But this was not enough for the new owners as they moved to the second floor, where the renovations involved adding a new entry for their second business, Kinetic Energy Fitness, new rubber flooring and HVAC upgrades throughout the building. But the renovations did not stop there. The outside of the property also received a facelift with exterior sconce lighting and new lighting in the carport area. New windows were installed and their 2 new signs were hung to cap off the project. The investment to the property, having renovated in the inside and outside, has exceeded $100,000. Please welcome Dustin and Amber Ike. Right Pat Credit Union. Right Pat Credit Union officially opened the doors of its new Piqua Member Center in May of 2021. 4,150 square foot Member Center located at 1284 East Ave Street provides a convenient location with easy access to State Route 36 and Interstate 75. The new banking center features freestanding dialogue-style stations in the lobby and banking office with a coin machine as well as a night depository. 2 drive-up personal teller machines, PTMs, like ATMs, but you get the opportunity to interact with live personal experience representatives. To answer your questions, and drive-up ATM services also with 24/7 access. Featured inside the large open lobby are 12 local photographs to welcome members and community members alike to make them feel right at home. Connecting with the community was a focal point of its grand opening last May and has continued through 21 and into 2022. The Chamber of Commerce would like to thank Right Pat Credit Union for their investment in our community. Please welcome the Right Pat Credit Union representatives accepting tonight's award.
Yes, I do. No, really, we are so thankful to be a part of this community, and we just thank everyone so much for graciously welcoming us to the community, and we are looking forward to really developing relationships with everyone. So we're excited to be a part of the chamber as well. So thank you.
At this time, Kathy Sherman will present the Chamber Achievement Award.
Good evening again. The Chamber Achievement Award was established in 1992 to recognize outstanding volunteers who have dedicated their time and efforts for the betterment of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce and the City of Piqua. Chamber volunteers give unselfishly of their time and talents, and this year's recipient exemplifies these qualities. Tonight's Chamber Achievement Award is being presented to an individual that can be counted on time and time again. They've been with the Chamber for as long as Audrey and I can recall. This selfless person supports our organization by going above and beyond the call whenever they are available. Their job, which they have had for more than 14 years, requires long hours and traveling all over our region. But when the chamber asks them to be a part of a ribbon cutting, a groundbreaking, or any other celebrations, they are there. No, not front and center, but rather in the background, where they would rather be, out of the fanfare and receiving no accolades. Our chamber achievement recipient is one of the chamber's biggest cheerleaders and brings a smile to our faces when they stop in the office to catch up, drop off a memory stick with photos taken from a recent event, or to confirm an upcoming chamber event. This year's Chamber Achievement Award winner is known to 99% of those in attendance tonight, and a person that the Chamber of Commerce staff agrees, we don't know what we would do without him. Please join me in celebrating the one, the only, Mike Allery.
You know, Audrey's up here with me presenting this. The world to us.
Now it is my pleasure to bring to the podium Justin Covey, last year's recipient of the Cheryl Stiefel Francis Award for Nonprofit Excellence. One that is well deserved, and I am sure that Cher would agree. Justin will award this year's recipient.
Good evening. With great pleasure, I am tasked to present the 2021 Cheryl Stiefel Francis Award of Nonprofit Excellence to this year's recipient. When Kathy Sherman reached out to ask if I would serve as a speaker at this evening's event and made me aware of the individual who would receive it, I thought near instantly, oh yeah, Cheryl would approve of this one for sure. Tonight's recipient has poured 20 years of their life into serving the needs of the Piqua community and a role of nonprofit leadership. I know too well the grit and determination it takes to grow and lead a small nonprofit organization, but like many nonprofit leaders, this person was tasked to take a position as the first vocational director of the organization at that time. With that comes pressure, expectation, and unlike what I can imagine, sorry, I know it's just digitally messed up, and unlike what I can imagine, sorry, yeah, just winging it. However, the award recipient's work ethic and high integrity helped in growing this particular nonprofit organization, a foundation, to a $16 million valuation from which it is able to offer restricted and unrestricted grants to nonprofit agencies as well as scholarships to young adults in our community. I have the personal good fortune of working professionally with the award recipient during my tenure as Executive Director of Health Partners Free Clinic, and I think back fondly upon those interactions. This person operates with a firm conviction of accountability while showing grace to maybe newly appointed nonprofit leaders that might not know a hill of beans about appropriate grant writing procedures. Upon her recent retirement from the Piqua Community Foundation, the 2021 Cheryl Stiefel Francis Award of Nonprofit Excellence recipient did not let grass grow under her feet. In 2021, she was elected chair of the Northern Advisory Council of Catholic Social Services of the Miami Valley, while also carrying on in her other held nonprofit endeavors as the president of Meals on Wheels of Piqua and president of the Flesh Public Library Assistance and Development Fund. This year's recipient also works with the Piqua Girl Scouts, St. Mary's Church, the Piqua YWCA on various projects including the Women of Excellence Award and Meet the Candidate events. Though I am a huge fan of this year's award recipient, we thank her biggest fan and husband, Tony, for submitting an application on her behalf. I would like to congratulate the 2021 Cheryl Stifel Francis Award of Nonprofit Excellence recipient, Karen Windwell.
No one even asked if I want a microphone because they knew that. It's a great honor to receive an award that's named after Cheryl, because I had the good fortune to work with her on a number of committees and boards, and she was such a marvelous example to all of us about what it means to stand up for your community and to do for your community. And I see people who worked with Cheryl a long time shaking their heads, yes. I've had the good fortune to spend my whole career, and there were many of them, because every time we had a job, they started a new one, in the nonprofit sector. And it's a passion I have to be able to be in a position where you can help people in your community the way we can in nonprofits. And there's just nothing like it. So I thank my husband, Tony, the SME, who didn't let on that this was going on. But I appreciate being honored, and I will treasure this as much as I did my friendship with Cheryl. So thank you all very much.
Well deserved, Karen. Well said. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome Simmons Clem back up, who will present the Business Person of the Year Award.
Oh my gosh, thank you. My folder's still here. I shouldn't have any electronic issues. First, we would like to recognize the 2020 Business Person of the Year, which was Mary Beth Barhorse from Green Horse Hallmark. Mary Beth couldn't be with us tonight, and that is typically the person that awards this award here tonight. So I do have the honor of introducing this year's nominee for the Business Person of the Year for 2021. The criteria for determining the Business Person of the Year is being actively involved with the enhancement of the city of Piqua, including their business, community, and/or chamber of commerce. The person should be active in the betterment of the business community. Our recipient should be recognized as the leader of the community. And the person should be successful in their chosen profession. This year's nominee exemplifies all the criteria outlined in the nomination application. Our nominee is committed to the city of Piqua, the company they represent, its employees, and the community at large, by demonstrating character and leadership. For these are essential criteria when considering and selecting the nominee for Business Person of the Year. Our award winner supports the Chamber as a member in good standing, a past Chamber member, and a Board of Directors chairperson. Our nominee's commitment to the community is demonstrating by inspiring a do the right thing attitude with their employees. Just a few examples of this would be encouraging employees to do the right thing by tutoring students, assisting with school projects, providing manpower to organize food pantry supplies, employing high school students in need of flexible hours, hosting a number of community blood drives, donating gifts to families in need during holiday seasons, and eliminating the worry of a cold winter by purchasing a new furnace for homeowners. Our recipient emphasizes the importance of providing an inclusive workplace and a focus on hiring for attitude. To that end, members of our community with developmental disabilities routinely targeted for sheltered work now have community-based work employment opportunities. These opportunities had been previously unavailable. Due to this overwhelming success of employing at least 20 individuals with disabilities in partnership with RT Industries, our nominee's company has been pointed as one of the best examples of providing an inclusive workplace since 2012. Above all else, this individual is truly a caring and compassionate leader. Our nominee considers their employees above all else and continues to focus on promoting personal and professional growth of each employee. Some examples of this would include assisting employees during personal need, providing and promoting educational or professional training, promoting employee growth opportunities within our work facility, evaluating and increasing wages, holidays, and benefit plans throughout the workplace, creating one of the best medical plans around, which includes an employee health clinic. This is only a very small sample of all the things that this person does for its employees. And finally, if questioned about business success, our nominee will deflect praise towards the employees. There will be no touting that the products built right here in Piqua reside in child nurseries, garages, driveways, industrial factories, and grocery stores all across North America and reach countries across the world. No credit would be taken for the great jobs that employ many of our fellow citizens, nor the millions of capital improvement dollars spent to improve the facilities. In reality, our nominees' character, leadership, steady hands, and smart business decisions have led to a top-line sales increase of over 500% during the tenure. So without further ado, the nomination committee of the Chamber of Commerce and myself personally is proud to recognize and congratulate the Business Person of the Year for 2021 is David Richard from Harmony Systems. And he has no choice but to speak as a jury volunteer at the beginning of the meeting.
Thank you, Cinnamon. Thank you to the Chamber, Kathy. I know a lot of people in the room, and maybe you don't know my story, but I live in Dayton, Ohio, right? And I've been coming up here since 2005. And I remember the first day that Ed and Nellie Adams hired me. 34-mile trek. You know, lots of different ways to get here from Dayton. 34 miles home. And I thought, this might be good for about 1 year. And then I'll move on. 17 years later, I've been at Harmony Systems. I've had the pleasure of working there for the original owners, Ed and Nellie Adams. We have grown the company 500%. I started with 35 employees. We now have over 200 employees. So it's been an excellent journey. But when I was listening to Cinnamon talk about all these great benefits, I'm like, that is a really cool company. Who is it? And I just realized I didn't do all that. That's my staff. And my staff is here tonight sitting at table number 2. And they're the ones that put all that work into it. It's like any good orchestra, right? It needs the conductor. I feel like I've been the conductor. I don't play the musical instrument, they do. And they've done all that you heard about tonight. So again, thank you very much for summarizing such a great 17 years I've been with Harmony. and I just can't say enough. I'm very surprised. I should have known this. When I invite my wife to Piqua, usually she says, I'm not coming up there. And about 2 days ago, she said, sure, I'll join you. So that should have tipped me off. Thank you to my wife, who puts up with the 45-minute drive in the morning, 45 minutes home, plus maybe 6 hours at the point. But thank you very much.
Sorry, Dave, I've been lying to you for about a week. I feel like the 16-year-old kid, and Dad knows I've been lying all week, so sorry. But at this time, I would like to please welcome Steve Steele to present the Order of George.
Good evening. Handsome group of people out here, city leaders, community leaders. I'm glad you're all in attendance. This is one of my favorite nights of each year, and I love all the festivities. I also enjoy the opportunity. This is my third time to present the Order of George, and it's always a great thrill. Justin, I had all my notes on my phone, but seeing your debacle. I had a written set.
I'll with you for a while.
All right, it's truly a pleasure to present tonight's Order of George Award. Some might wonder what the meaning of this Order of George or Let George Do It is. I did a little research, and it goes back to a 20th century English idiom that was let George do it. And basically what it said is, I don't want any part of that job. It's too much work, let someone else do it. Let George do it. But tonight's nominator quoted Sir Winston Churchill. And I thought it was very fitting, so I'll share with you his quote. We make a living by what we get, and we make a life by what we give. And I'll tell you, tonight's nominee has given far more than has been asked for. The Chamber's definition of what it takes to be an Order or a George recipient is a Piqua community volunteer who has contributed extensively of their time and talents in promoting and enhancing the quality of life in our community. George must demonstrate leadership and support in public and private civic endeavors over a very significant length of time and without any regard to personal or professional gain. I want to share with you some specifics of this process. Under the Chamber umbrella, there is an Order of George committee. And Lisa Baker is the chairman of that, Lisa, and she does a spectacular job. And she's been in that position for several years now, quite a few years. The process is in the summer, early fall, the committee will get together, and maybe they had before that too, but they'll get together and brainstorm possible candidates, looking and throwing out names and then trying to possibly identify a friend, a coworker, a mentor, a family member who would be willing to complete an application and send it in. In addition to that, you'll see lots of social media advertising and newspaper advertising during the fall, asking for people to look around and give consideration to making an application, completing an application, and getting it to the Order of George Committee. Then in early December, the first week typically of December, all of the former Order of George recipients are asked to vote. And on one specific day, everyone will arrive at the chamber. Lisa will have a large envelope prepared for everybody, and in that envelope will contain all of the applications. Each voter will read the application, and Lisa's developed a very nice rubric scoring system that allows all of those voting to identify in their mind where their strengths and weaknesses have been on the applicant. When the voting is completed, each past George will take that slip of paper, put it into an envelope. It's anonymous when it goes into the envelope. Sealed, it goes back to Lisa, and there's only one other person that sees those score sheets, and that's Kathy. And between when that is identified and tonight, the plan is that no more than a handful of people will know what's going on. Lisa has done an exceptional job maintaining that confidentiality so that it doesn't get spread before we have a chance to award it tonight. So I mentioned that past recipients gathered to vote. And in the audience tonight, there are a number of them, and at your place setting, you'll see a list of the names of all the former Order of George recipients. So at this time, I'm going to ask everyone in the room who is a former recipient to please stand. Come on, I know you're coming. I'm going to ask you to stay standing and allow me an opportunity to introduce everybody. And I think what we do is just hold our applause, if that's all right, until the end. Mike Yancey. We're going alphabetically. Don't smack me. Only Mike. Mike Gutman. Karen Wendelin. Tony Wendelin. Dan French in the back. Jim Oda. Art Disbro. Dwayne Bachman on the corner over there. Mark Lyon. And Edna Stiffel. And Edna last year received her award virtually, and she didn't have the opportunity for everyone to recognize her. So, including Edna, let's recognize all of these community leaders who have been so they are what make Piqua what Piqua is, and I just love my hometown. I have the privilege of presenting for the third time tonight, and I'm honored to do so. For those of you that go back a few years, we had a lady who presented, I'm going to guess, 10, 12 times over her career. She was a past Order of George. She was a former city mayor and a true community leader. And her name was Lucy Fetts. And I need to remind you that Lucy passed away several months ago. So tonight, to honor Lucy, I'm going to revert to some of the idiosyncrasies with which she presented. And what I'm going to say is she had a real unique style, trying to disguise the winner until the very end by interesting use of pronouns. I'm surprised Mike's not saying something about that.
You can't touch pronouns.
So I've had the privilege, distinct privilege of knowing tonight's honoree for more than 40 years. And really admire and respect the personality and demeanor with which she or he tackles a job. And always smiling, always positive, native Piqua, he or she has been very active in our community over many, many years. A trait that I find very admirable is her or his willingness to take leadership positions in the community, but also very happily take roles working behind the scenes. And rest assured, he or she has never accepted any of these volunteer opportunities with any expectation of receiving recognition, the least of which would be the Order of George. Let's talk about some of the accomplishments that this honoree has had. And this isn't the entire summarization, but it's some highlights to keep this short. Mike's got a cane over here. He said that he or she's been involved with St. Mary's Church for her lifetime, or his lifetime, including work with the Lenten fish fry, the Thanksgiving baskets, preparation of Thanksgiving baskets, the summer festival, served as a Eucharistic minister, and of course has been a weekly volunteer at chapel for a long time. Meals on Wheels has benefited from tonight's honoree as a past director, a client coordinator, a home visitation and interviewer. Piqua Arts has benefited from tonight's honoree immensely as well. From a classroom volunteer with the arts in school, the Buckeye Blast fundraiser, and chairman of a classical afternoon. Miami County YMCA. She's a director, or he, and is also volunteering on the Capital Campaign's Task Force Committee. Piqua Community Foundation. For many years, tonight's honoree took a very active role with the fundraiser Pigs for a Cause, and actually in several years was the co-chair. United Way has benefited from tonight's newest George by her or his directorship on the Piqua area United Way and Miami County United Way, and also has served as the public service chairman. She just may very well be Lorna's best friend at Main Street Piqua. Or he. Keep you guessing. She's been involved with the Chocolate Walk, the Taste of the Arts, the Beautification Committee, and for many years now, she is the volunteer face of the Farmers Market. Well, a few notes on her personal life. She married her high school sweetheart, and they've been together for 50 plus years. She's a Piqua Catholic graduate. She was the homecoming queen. A cheerleader, and for those of you with long memories, in the 1960s, Piqua hosted the Atomic City water skiing competition. And tonight's honoree was a featured water skier. And I gotta tell you, she could jump that ramp like nobody's business. She and Mike have raised five children, all Lehman High School graduates, and all of them have gone on to get their college degrees. They are Matt and his wife Clavel, Jeff, Chris and his wife Kara, Nick and his wife Liz, and Lindsay and her husband Chris. And Lindsay, all through school, had 4 brother bodyguards. They have 14 grandchildren. She worked in the insurance industry for more than 40 years as a customer service rep and as a salesman. And I had the privilege of working alongside her. More than 35 years. She is the kindest, most unassuming, and positive person you'll ever meet. She brings a smile, a kind word to everybody, a dedicated spouse, mother, grandmother, and someone that I have the honor to call a very, very loyal and dear friend. Marcia Coop. Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce order. Order of George Receipt. So, I have the privilege of reading Representative Warren Davidson's proclamation from the House of Representatives. Dear Marcia, congratulations on being presented with the Order of George Lifetime Civic Achievement Award by the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. Your long-standing commitment to serving the community has earned you recognition of your peers. With this prestigious award, you have joined an elite group of leaders who embody the best of Piqua. Your contributions as a local professional, a board member, a volunteer, and a friend will continue to be felt in the community for years to come. Once again, congratulations on receiving this honor. I wish you continued success in your endeavors, and if I may ever be of assistance, please do not hesitate to call me. Sincerely, Warren Davidson. Huffman to come forward.
I have an accommodation. I won't read this, but you're everything this community is. Your faith, the work that you do with your church, your family. I mean, God has blessed you. God has blessed you with your family. You've blessed this community with all your work. So for myself, President Matt Huffman, congratulations on your report.
Steve, I never made it over the ramp. I just tried. I don't even know. I'm usually not one that has a problem talking. Wow. I honestly do. I was brought here under false. And I would have dressed differently. A dress would have been appropriate. Thank you, Steve. I don't know who nominated me, but thank you. As you can see, my life has been blessed in Piqua. I love it here. I've been blessed with so many friends. My family, Mike, who he is my everything. He's put up with a lot with me, with a lot of the volunteering, has never complained. And our children, they are just, they're our life. They're Mike and I's life. And I am so blessed for this. I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know how to thank all of you. And to be a part of this, an Order of George, who would have thought, he or she? I made it. I won't carry on because I can't. I want to thank all of you. Steve, we've been through a lot together, working as friends. Everyone I have worked with in Piqua, they are absolutely the best. You ask someone to do something in this town and it's done. And it's done to the best, to the very, very best. And that's what makes Piqua so strong and so wonderful. And I thank you. And my kids are supposed to be on vacation, they're supposed to be in school, and look what we've done here. They're amazing, every one of our children. Matt, Jeff, Chris, Nick, Lindsay. I love you all. I love Piqua, and thank you. Thank you so, so very much.
I'm to ask Cinnamon to come forward and close the festivities tonight.
Yes, this is going to be the quickest one yet. I would like to bring this meeting to a close. Before I do, just thank you all for being here. What an honor we've witnessed here tonight for every one of our honorees. So thank you. Thank you for that. If you were one of those, please stay for a few minutes afterwards outside near the fireplace for some photo opportunities. We would like to give a special thank you to the staff at the Piqua Country Club for their services and food this evening. And in conclusion, thank you to the board members, ambassadors, and the staff. I thank you all for your continued support to the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. I would also like to thank tonight's special featured sponsors, Upper Valley Medical Center, Premier Health, Minutemen HR, 1-888 Ohio Comp, and remember, your business is our business. Drive safely. This meeting is officially adjourned.